Hello and welcome to Ambrosian International Men's Day special podcast. Today, we are truly delighted and honored to have with us Mr. Udit Pava, Chief Information Officer at Blue Star, a courageous, authentic, and deeply thoughtful leader who continues to redefine what modern leadership looks like. Admired for the heart he brings to his work and the clarity with which he leads teams, he stands out as someone who inspires strength, balance, and emotional honesty. Welcome, Udit, to the show.
Thank you, Ma'am Sharon. Thank you for the kind words.
Okay, so let's dive into the podcast. And the question is, you are known for being courageous, outspoken, and deeply thoughtful as a technology leader. How have these qualities shaped your journey, especially when navigating both success and setbacks, of course? That journey you described. Sorry, so over to you.
So, I think you've used a lot of adjectives for me, but I would just like to mention that yes, it takes courage to speak up the truth. And in the corporate world, if you shy away from the truth, or typically it's called as window dressing, it will take you to some extent somewhere, but will not help you succeed.
Right.
So, my philosophy has always been whatever is the truth, bring the truth right on the table and discuss around it and what can be the means to achieve the objective and the goal. In success and in failure, both these has an equal impact. Being truthful about why you failed and learn from the failure helps you succeed.
Yes, you described that really well, and the strength and clarity that you bring into leadership. But courage isn't just an outward thing, it also shows up in the way we take care of ourselves.
Yes.
That brings me to something equally important on with the pressure of technology, leadership, and people management. What personal routine or philosophies help you stay grounded? How do you maintain your own mental well being while supporting your teams?
This is a very pertinent and good question. Uh, to maintain my own well-being, I think every person or every leader needs to dedicate some amount of personal time. And that personal time needs to be invested in things which calm you down, which sober you down. It can range from reading to binge watching to meditation. Anything that helps you bring down your anxiety, release the pressure, etc. In my case, I do I watch the birds which come to my balcony as one of the ways to ease out the pressure. So you just keep staring at it and just keep observing what the bird is doing in the balcony. That itself has a very calming effect on you mentally. And I would prescribe, which I have started some time back, is to practice heartfulness-based meditation.
I know somebody in the room that I'm sitting with also who sits and looks at the birds in the room, and that also gives her, eases out her pressure. So I think somebody else hearing us also should take that forward. So building on that, another area where many leaders, especially men, struggle with its balance. So I love to hear your thoughts on, how in a role as demanding as yours, how do you create healthy boundaries between work and personal life? Because both are important. And what have you learned about balance that you wish more men feel comfortable actually practicing?
Maintaining a balance is easier said than done. Many a times that balance shifts on either side and more on the professional side. Uh, the ways and means if you look at how the world prescribes, or if you listen to podcasts, they say that once you're out of the office, simply switch off and leave the office in the office and go home. While it is easy to listen to it, but in reality, to practice it out is equally tough. So here again, I would say that there needs to be a hard limit on the time. When I say time, it is by the watch. That post this time, when I am not in office, I will not be in office virtually. So that's the way you decide and stick to that commitment. But having decided and stuck to your commitment, you need to ensure that you plan your work in such a way that when the clock hits that dedicated, decided time, you are done away with your work. Balance you need to carry forward in case you run short. So it's your will and determination which will probably help you strike that balance.
So I think your perspective on balance is truly refreshing. And I think many men will relate to that. And when leaders recognize their own needs, it's often reflects in the kind of culture they build, which brings me to an important aspect of modern leadership then. So in your view, what does gender inclusive leadership look like? You know, knowing you for so many years, I know you always believed in that. But even, today as we talk, I would like you to just dwell on that a little more. And how can male leaders contribute more meaningfully to creating more diverse, empathetic, and psychological safe workplace?
Right. So yes, I've always believed having diversity at work actually helps build a healthier working environment. Uh, Bringing in equal opportunity for women in the team brings in a different perspective. I mean, it's a proven science that the on all counts, whether it is emotional, whether it is approach, whether it is a pragmatic thinking or whatever, men and women think differently. So when you put them together working in a team, you get both sides of the aspects together, and then you get to blend them together and get the best out of it. Very easy said than done. It has its adverse effects as well. But more often than not, it works in the favor. So having a very healthy balance, or I would say a larger proportion of inclusivity, is one way to look at, fostering a better team. I've personally experienced this myself, and you've been, like you said, been witness to it. Certain critical roles in one of my previous organizations, critical as in critical for the operations, were actually handled by my women team members. And we we had data to see that when that critical role was given to a male member, the graph of stability was having more peaks and troughs. And when it was given to a female member, it was a pleasant, straight through graph, right? So nothing to, to say against men, but it was that particular role, it was that particular tasks which were involved, I think suited more for that kind of a thinking, that kind of an emotional level. So that's I would say inclusivity is needed and is a need of the hour for the modern workforce.
Wonderful to hear that. And thank you so much, Udit, for being on this podcast and for sharing your thoughtful insights across all these dimensions: leadership, well being, balance, and inclusivity. Your voice adds immense value to this International Men's Day conversation, and we are very grateful to have you with us today. Thank you so much once again. Stay safe, everyone. Stay healthy. Bye bye.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here today.